30 times. Ten times more. Two times more. Letting go and stop.
At the same time, when the heart gets coherent, it's producing an ambient magnetic field up to 3 meters wide. Now you're more wave, less particle, more energy, less matter. You're emitting a coherent signature. Now that energy is frequency, and that frequency carries information. So when energy begins to activate the heart and you're giving thanks for the event before it's happened, your body's so objective, it's believing that it's happening to you, because what is the emotional signature of gratitude? When you get something favorable, you receive something favorable, something just happened to you that you like, something's happening to you, you say, thank you. The feeling of gratitude, the emotional signature, means it's happening to you, it's already happened. So it is the ultimate state of receivership. So teach a person how to give thanks before it happens, open their heart, and their heart's like a pounding of a drum or dropping a pebble in water, is producing this field. It's that energy, that creative energy, can carry the thought of their health. It can ride, that intention can ride on the wave. That could be wealth, new relationship, suffering, and the energy does not carry the thought of health. It carries a different set of thoughts. So people say to me, well, I can't open my heart. Well, I ask them, well, what do you practice feeling all day long anyway? Because you're so good at feeling something else, you haven't practiced feeling it. So then, when we teach people this formula, they have to keep overcoming their thoughts, overcoming their impatience, overcoming the programs, they come right up against it. Anything that's standing in the way between them and their connection, they got to do business with it. And so as they start removing those veils, those masks, those layers, and they start crossing that river of change, and their heart starts to open a little bit, and they feel a little bit more, and they feel a little bit more, and their brain is coherent. Now they have a coherent brain and a coherent heart. The balance between the two is an exchange of information that's not coming from out there, it's coming from within them. And now they have a Wi-Fi signal. And now they're connected. When your heart opens and your brain is coherent, you feel connected to something greater. You don't feel separate any longer. So then, can you then get so good at it that no person, no condition, no experience in your life is going to move you from it? That's the name of the game. That's the Wi-Fi signal now. And so now, whatever you broadcast into the field is really your experiment with destiny. Not for the whatever you get, but for the fact that you created it. That's the fun part. And then, so many people, I have people in our work that created so much wealth. The first thing they did? They gave it away. Well, of course they would, because they now believe they can create it again. So now what? Now you just get good at giving. It's no longer about that.
30 times. 10 times more. Two times more. Letting go and stop.
What do you want? You're going to get that car, and then you're going to be like, I'd rather drive the Mini. I don't really care about that whatever car. I'm just happy with what I have. So when you're at that point where you're so whole that you don't care what people think about you, when you're so happy with yourself that you're free, you don't care what you look like, you're just happy with you, man, that's freedom for people. That's so much freedom. So it brings me great joy to witness transformation. And that formula then, I always tell people, don't work on your healing. Work on learning the formula. Once you learn the formula and get it down, the healing will be the side effect of your personal change. So we teach that formula after about 10 years of research and looking at all the data. And we have great universities right now around the world that are very interested in what we're doing. It happens once, it's an incident. It happens twice, it's a coincidence. It starts happening over and over again. It's a law. So we're seeing people, all shapes, all colors, all ages, all sizes, doing the miraculous.
It is the formula for entering the kingdom of heaven, which is a place of perception. It's not an actual place. I think that was an allegory that we've gotten all wrong, that this is some place we go when we die. This is some place that's available right now.
You don't have to die to go to the kingdom. I wouldn't wait till I died to go there. I would never wait for that.
Yeah.
Hell is living in survival.
That's it.
And you either live in survival or you live in creation. And living in creation is such an elegant moment, because you have to disconnect from everything known, and you have to get so present that time is no longer of the essence. You are in the eternal present moment. This is a flip, because when we're living by our senses in three-dimensional reality, this space-time continuum, there's an infinite amount of space. And with an infinite amount of space, I'm local. I have a body, I'm local in space and time, and then I want to move from here to the door. One point of awareness, Joe Dispenza. My other point of awareness, the door. So in order for me to go from here to the door, I got to move my body through space. And guess what? That takes time. So if I'm creating matter to matter, here's me, Joe Dispenza. Where's my dream? Way over there. Why is it way over there? Because my brain is automatically estimating how long I'm going to have to work and go back and forth to work. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take energy to finally manifest that home or that car or whatever. And you're gonna have to work hard, or you're gonna rush faster to get it done. And when you finally pay off that house or whatever, you're too tired, too exhausted to enjoy it.
Thirty times. Ten times more. 2 times more. Letting go and stop.
When you pass through the eye of the needle into the quantum and you enter that realm of time-space, it's a different world. There's an infinite amount of time. Time is eternal. There's an infinite amount. Now think about this. How much could we get done if we had an infinite amount of time?
We could get anything done we wanted, but we might not want to do anything at all.
Exactly, but if you had all the time in the world, there's infinite possibilities. That's the quantum. And in the realm of time-space, there's no past, there is no future. It's all happening now. And so there's no past lives or future lives. They're stacked on top of each other. And as we move through time, as we time travel, we experience dimensions or spaces. And we have all the latent systems in the brain once activated to open the door to that dimension. And it only takes one experience of entering that place that you cannot see the world the same way again.
That's what, so much of the research coming out of Johns Hopkins about psilocybin-assisted transcendental experiences. It's not the psilocybin that's healing anything. It's not the psilocybin that's treating depression that's in the phase 2 trials. It's the transcendental experience that psilocybin is facilitating. And so the transcendental experience is the healing force. It is the acting force. This is an external tool. And this is a tool I'm familiar with. I started down that medicinal use of psilocybin, ceremonial use 21 years ago. And it's a beautiful path, and it's gotten me to amazing places. However, I still became dependent on something external to awaken the transcendental within me. And I think the beauty of the formula is saying, yeah, okay, this is all great. There's many different paths, but what if you could generate this entirely yourself with breath, with open focus meditation, with selecting that emotion? And even for me, who's experienced the transcendental, there's still some resistance to actually acknowledging that I have absolute full agency to select an emotion. I remember I worked with a Siberian mystic, and we did what could have been like an acting exercise. And she wanted me to go through every emotion and just select it. Okay, now feel sad. Now feel happy. Now feel surprised. Now feel depressed. Now feel overwhelmed with joy. And I would do it, but there was some part of me that says, you can't do this. You can't select your emotions. Your emotions are determined by the outside world. And I think I was afraid to actually admit that I really could do it. Because then if I could really do it, well, then I had all of this responsibility to actually do this. I had to take responsibility for everything I feel. I could no longer blame anything out there in the world for how I was feeling. This was all on me.